students, today I am going to teach you how to frame phrasal verb. What is a phrasal verb? Phrasal verbs are very casually used in English language and it is more felt in spoken English. Its form is verb plus preposition or an adverb. It produces meaning that is quite different from the original verb and at times it can be replaced by a synonym. It is normally used in more formal situations. Look at the example now. Look is a verb. Look for, when you put look for, it becomes a phrasal verb. So look is a verb, for is a preposition, it becomes a phrasal verb, and the synonym of look for is search. Are you clear? Okay. So there are two types of phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are subcategorized as transitive and intransitive. Intransitive, both I have explained here. When a verb requires an object, we say the verb is transitive. I bought a car. What did he bring? A car. So bought is a verb, car is an object. So when a verb does not need an object, we say the verb is intransitive. When it doesn't, there is no need for an object in the sentence, then we say the verb is intransitive. His mother died. Died is a verb. So many verbs can be both transitive and intransitive on how they are used. So it can be intransitive or intransitive depending on situations and how we use them. We ate. Ate is a verb. We ate the pizza. So ate is a verb. Pizza is an object. So this is how transitive and intransitive verbs are formed. Three word phrasal verbs. See, phrasal verbs are not always composed to two words. We think that phrasal verbs only have two words, but it is not so. Sometimes there are three words also. Three-word phrasal verbs are composed of a verb, a particle, and a preposition. The verb, then a particle is the second word, and a preposition is the third word. All three word phrasal verbs are all three-word phrasal verbs are transitive. Most three-word phrasal verbs are inseparable. They are not separable. Okay. It has just been a long day, I know. But do you feel up to playing tennis after dinner? So feel up to is a phrasal verb, three-word phrasal verb, and they are not. They are inseparable. Okay. It was nice to meet you, and I look forward to seeing you again. So look forward to a three-word phrasal verb and it is inseparable. A small number of three-word phrasal verbs are separable because they require two objects. Mr. Baker tried to screw his ex-wife out of her share of the lottery prize. So this is separable. They are phrasal verbs, three-word phrasal verbs, but they are separable in the sentence. So this can also be written. Then one useful three-word phrasal verb is unique. Get over with is always separated, but it is intransitive. See, everyone in Sophia's class must make a presentation to the class. Sophia is very nervous about it. So she wants to go first so she can get it over with and relax. So because it becomes separated. Okay, but it's the three-word phrasal verbs. Okay. Present and past continuous phrasal verbs. As with one word verbs, phrasal verbs can normally be made continuous. Continuous can also be called as progressive by using the present participle, the ing form of the verb and a form of be. See, these Christmas candles are giving off a beautiful scent. So giving, so continuous form. Okay, I have been going after my master's degree for nearly 5 years. Which dictionary is he looking up the words in? I don't understand you. What are you getting at? The newspaper is calling for an investigation into political corruption. You have been exercising for 5 hours. Aren't you going overboard? So all these words which I have given in bold are present and past. They are continuous phrasal verbs. Okay, so this so another way where you can frame a phrasal verbs. Now, these are some examples how you can frame a phrasal verb. Say, do you believe in peace? Break down. He broke down and told the police, the truth, the car broke down. So all the words which are underlined in red, which are given in red, are phrasal verbs. Okay, so when you look at this, you will be getting a better idea on how to frame phrasal verbs and how to use them in a sentence. Okay, so I have taken this from Google to be more clear with what phrasal verbs mean. Okay, so for the same verb, you can use as many prepositions as you want to make give different meanings. Look at this: call at, see, call off. See, call at means what? You can call at my house whenever you want. Call off means what? Let's call off the meeting. Let's don't arrange the meeting. Okay, call on. You can call on them anytime. They are always at home. Call up. Call me up at 5. I'll be waiting by the telephone. Ron was called up last week. He still doesn't know in what unit he will serve. So carry on. Carry on with your work. Don't stop. So these are the types of phrasal verbs. It's here. Will be giving you a clear idea on how to frame phrasal verbs. They are very used in very formal situations and in spoken English. Okay, more than in written, they are used in spoken form very well. Okay, these are some phrasal verbs which you have to frame with get, and phrasal verbs which you have to frame with run. So if you work out on all this, you will get a clear idea on how to frame phrasal verbs, and you can also use them in sentences. It will help you have a proper flow of language. Okay, you will it will project your language in highlight, and you will also be using different ways of phrasal verb. It will give more style to your language. Okay, all the best, students. So this is also one form, like for using give. You have to use phrasal verbs using give.